Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for watching this progress update. Here are a few more of the little projects that I've been working on when I have time. At this point, all of the electrical has been completed. All outlets, light switches, can lights, etc. for the basement finish are done. These are the four 4-inch can lights in the theater area, controlled separately by two switches, one for the front row and one for the rear row. These are Wi-Fi lights by Lumeri I purchased from Amazon. There's a link in the description. Eventually the light switches will probably stay in the on position all the time, and the lights will then be controlled via Amazon devices, a tablet, or smartphone. Here I'm drilling 2-inch holes to allow for wiring to pass through into the projector box from the soffit area above. I found 2-inch round desk grommets that I eventually glued into place just to make sure that they didn't fall down. HDMI cable of my choice for my roughly 25-foot run is a RuiPro fiber optic HDMI cable. It was very nicely packaged and protected in the box. These are directional cables with an end labeled source and the other end labeled display. Keep that in mind when you're running your cable, that it's going in the right direction. To get the HDMI cable to the projector box, I have a dedicated Smurf tube that runs from above the AV rack area to just above the projector box. I left the plastic protector on the end of the display end of cable, and using electrical tape, taped it to my fish tool. I had previously laid the fish tools on the ground, so I knew how many extensions I needed to get to the projector box. Here's what the other end looked like when it came out of the Smurf tube, just as planned. The Cat6 network cable you see also comes into the same area, but does not travel through the Smurf tube. The next step was to fish the HDMI cable through the pass-through grommet, as you see here. So now we have our display end of the cable ran into the projector box, ready to hook up directly into the projector. The other end, the source end, is being hooked up to the back of the Denon 4700 AVR's output terminal. This is a terminal connection block from Monoprice I found on Amazon. It is going to be used for the base shaker wiring coming out of the wall. I will only be using 3 of the 4 pairs of terminals, 1 pair for 2 base shakers, for a total of 6 shakers, or 1 per seat. While there is probably room to use banana plugs on the back side of this block, I opted to directly wire it to the blocks, then tighten them down nice and tight to make sure they don't ever come loose on their own. Here is something that I probably wouldn't have done on my own because I really didn't know about them. This was suggested to me in a comment and was referred to as a lacing bar. After a bit of research, I decided to try these from Monoprice. There's a link in the description below. These install at the end of a rack and allows wiring to run through it to take the strain off of the equipment that the wiring connects to. They installed easily, and you can see how the speaker wires aren't pulling down on the banana plugs anymore. I installed a second one at the top and used it to run several power cords through to help isolate them and keep them organized and out of the way. I'm very thankful for this suggestion to use these in my rack. They really helped for overall cable management and for relieving strain on the connections. And please keep in mind that this is not the final version either. I still have things to do in the rack and will probably make changes as I go as well. So please leave me a comment if you have further suggestions when it comes to cable management ideas or things that I could be doing better. I do have some wire loom that I will be installing soon to further clean up the wiring and keep it organized. To wrap up this video, the doors that I had to stain for the basement was a project I don't ever want to do again. Not only did it take forever, it just wasn't fun. It smelled horrible, took up space in my garage for over 2 weeks, and was just overall a lot of work. In the end, they turned out great, but I should have just had them all done at once when the house was built and stored them until I was ready for them, instead of trying to do them at a later time myself. Lesson learned. And that's it for this video. Once again, thanks for watching and commenting. Please consider subscribing to the channel as there is still lots to come. We'll see you in the next one.